welcome back to the hashflare.io experiment that we're doing here. So this week I figured out some interesting things that I really was not factoring correctly. And some things happened this week that I need to draw your attention to. And, well, you'll see. So as you can see, we have bought more hash rate. We're up to 48 mega hash per second in script, and our dollar figure has gone up and up and up. Here's our fictitious amounts of revenue that's going to accrue, which is not going to happen like we think it is. And I'll explain why in case you haven't been following the series. Basically, these are pre-maintenance figures, and they assume that the price of Bitcoin is not going to change from what it is right now. Now, I know if you're just coming into this series, we don't have a lot of hash rate, but we are doing this on a budget to see if it's actually practical in order to invest a minimum amount of money into Hashflare to see if you can get any sort of return out of it. And that is going to be our end goal, where we invest and reinvest for 1 year and then see what happens with the year as the contracts expire. So we'll see if we get close enough to actually take some money out, because we're not even close. And we're not even going to be close. And I'll show you why. And as I said in the previous video, I'm not going to highlight it, but since I have the window open, I'm going to show you that I did invest in a very minimum amount of Ethereum just to see what it looked like in a pool that didn't have maintenance fees. And honestly, it's about the same. It doesn't change much. Now, I have been following a website, or rather I tried to, that posts the daily best results of the pools to mine in. But it wasn't updated for a few days, so I really can't tell you, because actually when they backdated the post, the pools had changed. I honestly don't think it makes that much difference, because the insignificant difference at this level between the pools was not that big between the one it switched from and the one it switched to. But I'm going to give it another week before we do any analysis on it. So I do want to make one thing clear, and this confuses a lot of people about Hashflare. And if you're getting into this, I want you to understand what you're getting into. So, maintenance and electricity fees. Mining process requires energy consumption and human resources for the maintenance. In order to cover these fees, all users are issued with maintenance and electricity fees according to their contract type and hash rate. The MEF is linear and equals 0.0035 US dollars per every 10 gigahash of SHA 256. Sorry about bouncing the mouse. I know it's annoying. And 0.0025 US dollars per every 1 megahash of script per day. Ethereum contracts are not subject to any fees, and this is why we picked up Ethereum, because I wanted to see if Ethereum would actually be better or worse or indifferent. And honestly, it seems to be pretty indifferent. I'm still going to have to kick in about $70 of Ethereum to get $70 of Ethereum out. It's not really going to make any difference. At this point, my money, I can either lose it or I can try to get it converted, or, well, not converted. I can try to put it enough to get it out, and then it would just be like a really crappy savings account. All right. So the maintenance fees come out of your mining, and that is one of the things that got us burned this week. Now, since we have about 50 mega hash per second, the easiest way to figure our maintenance is to take 0.005 and multiply it by 50, and that gives us 25 cents of maintenance every day. Now, that doesn't sound like very much, but when we go to the spreadsheet, which I will link down below and you can follow along if you like, you'll understand why this factor is important, especially on Hashflare. Now, it also is going to be to our benefit and this is one little trick that I found, especially at low dollar levels, is to make sure that you are as close to a point where it will roll over and not round up, because this is what it appears to be doing, is rounding up. Because technically 0.005 times 48, it should be 24 cents. So in this level, it's not going to hurt us too much. But when you see points where it might have charged us 24 or 25 cents, it's fluctuation in Bitcoin value to dollar value. So just make sure that you're aware of how much you're getting charged in maintenance. And I suspect maybe getting as close to possible to a value of 5 may be in your benefit, but that's probably not true. So we're going to go through this week. Started on the 20th with our investment of, or on the 19th actually, which started with an investment of 2160, which gave us another 12 mega hash per second. One thing that I did change was I color coded the daily pool balance variance table, because we actually had a day when we lost money. So I thought it would make it clear on the days when we lose money to show that. So as of right now, we have invested $86.40. We now have 48 mega hash per second. We are mining the VIA LTC pool, and we've averaged script payouts of about 30 cents per. Actually, that may be let me try this. Yeah, it doesn't matter what, it's just going to multiply your hash rate by 0.005, so you can actually be anywhere. There is no over that you have to get to kind of counter the 0.005. It's going to factor it in. And at this low level, it really doesn't matter. But as you can see, we've been pulling in about 30 cents a day, which would be awesome. It really would be. But we've been paying 24 cents a day average in maintenance. 2 days we had 23, but that was when Bitcoin was plummeting. So our pool, $1, $1.08, $1.13, $1.15, $1.14. And this had to do with a drastic decrease of a few $100s in the price of Bitcoin that day. So even though we technically mined more than we spent, we actually accrued less than we got. And that's some really backwards English there. But the next day, it averaged out and we made 8 cents and then 4 cents. So we have a total of $1.26 in our account. The problem's going to be is that we've always made this amount. And I don't expect it to go up drastically at all, no matter how much we put in, due to the fact that every time we increase hashing power, we increase maintenance, and unless we actually overcome level of difficulty by getting into terahashes, we're always going to see this sort of investment level return until we start reinvesting, and that may actually make a difference. All right, so here's our revenue forecast. Let me make sure we're on the right day. There we go. And as you can see, at the start of the week, Bitcoin was at 83.37 at 12 cents US, and at the end of the week, it rounded out at 7,522.50. And here's the big dip where it dropped from 78.4920 to 73.9990, and that's what caused this factor to actually show that we lost money because our Bitcoin was worth less in US dollars, even though the numbers went up. As you can see, the numbers did go up, but the number going up had less value than the number of the day before because of this several $100 drop. Now, if our account balance goes negative, our contracts start to cancel. So all of our contracts would cancel if we didn't have any money in our account. So if this happens again and we have $0 in our account, then contracts will stop If they can't pay the maintenance, we lose the contract. And that's going to be kind of tragic. But things like this are going to happen, and they're going to happen often. Now, what's going to be a big benefit is when this goes up and our Bitcoin is worth more, this number should drastically go the other way and then average out. But for now, since we're dealing in real value, we are still increasing. All right, so that is the update for this week. But I did want to point out those things to make sure you were aware of them, because there are cloud mining services that are not fee-based, or their fees are different. Always make sure you understand the fees that you're going to pay for whatever options you choose. I mean, as you can see here, put in 28 cents worth of work, got charged 24 cents for doing that work, and walked away with not even a nickel. So the only time this is really going to cause a big offset is when this number starts rolling over every single day. And I don't think we're ever going to see that. Not in this experiment. We may, but it's going to be a long wait. Anyway, that's it for today. I will talk to you guys again about this next week. I got another project that I'm working on doing some research on right now. Actually, two. I will post those as I can, and I hopefully you'll enjoy them. They're both related to Bitcoin. So definitely, if you're just stumbling into this, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those. And I think you might enjoy the outcome of how we're going to work those. One of them is going to be a practical project, and the other one's going to be another long-term project that runs alongside of this one. Now, after next week, with this project, I'm going to have some graphs that show payout versus maintenance versus how much we earned, and hopefully we can see how that all worked out. But for right now, I wanted to get a month's worth of data. Well, not even a month. We missed a few days at the beginning. Before we actually went in there and did that. So it'll probably be June. And I said July was going to be the time when things actually started to make more sense. So in July, the values will start to have more bearing. However, it's kind of interesting to see how we got there. Feel free to check out the spreadsheet. I shared it for everybody. Put a link down in the description for you. I think maybe it might be of interest in the future for people interested in it. I noticed I've gotten a lot of negative comments about Hashflare, gotten a lot of positive comments about Hashflare. I could see both sides of the story, and hopefully this project will kind of give evidence to people to say whatever their opinion is correct. And maybe they could take points out of this and take it forward and do something else. I know there's other people who just make calculators and show you those, but I don't see many people posting long-term investment diaries, I guess this is. So this will be a good point of reference. But next week we will have 60 megahash per second. Not necessarily anything great. We probably need to be up about 10 times that before we start seeing anything worthwhile. But we'll probably get there someday. So that's it for now. See you guys later. Thanks for watching, and hopefully this continues and be entertaining and informative. See you later.